With Google's new line of Nexus devices coming out shortly, I thought it would be a good idea to take another look at the Nexus 7. When you receive the Nexus 7, you get it in Google's classy-looking packaging that is very similar to the Nexus 5, which is a good thing. Sliding off the cover, you are greeted by the tablet itself with a thin plastic cover over the screen that shows you the basic controls for the tablet. When you slide off the cover, you are greeted by the tablet itself, a thin plastic film that covers the screen and shows you the basic controls for the tablet. And the film actually goes all the way around the tablet to cover the back as well, which is a very nice touch. Under the tablet, you have a charging cable with fairly aggressive ASUS branding, power brick, and a quick start guide. The tablet boots up very quickly and takes almost no time to get past the first menus and into normal use. It's worth noting, however, that it took me about 20 minutes to update to the latest version of Android, and it may take you more depending on your internet speeds. I have the 16GB Wi-Fi version, which can be found with some careful searching for around $200 these days, and that price may drop with Google's new Nexus 9 coming out relatively soon. The display is the first thing that greets you, and it is phenomenal, especially for such a small tablet. It's a 1920 by 1200 IPS display with 323 pixels per inch. Text is very crisp, which makes the Nexus 7 great for reading, and the colors look great, especially for watching movies and stuff like that. The display is backed up by a 1.5 GHz quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro and an Adreno 320, both of which are not exactly top of the line these days, but on stock Android KitKat on the Nexus 7, they perform very, very well, and I haven't really noticed too much lag. I have noticed some minor delay when pressing the home button from an intensive app, but the delay is so short that it can be easily overlooked. The stereo speakers sound very good for a tablet of this size, and they have a decent amount of power behind them, good enough for sharing a video clip with some friends, but don't be expecting to hear it in a loud auditorium. 2 gigs of RAM help with multitasking, which is very important on a tablet. One of the coolest features on this tablet is the support for wireless charging, although that's really more of a party trick at this point. The Nexus 7 also sports a 5-megapixel rear-facing camera, which is nothing to write home about, but is plenty sufficient for a tablet, and it's actually far superior to the camera on the iPad mini, which is what I did most of my testing against. Moving past hardware, the Nexus 7 runs stock Android 4.4 KitKat and is scheduled to receive an update to Android L this fall. The operating system is a major key to the Nexus 7's performance, since it doesn't require top-of-the-line specs to perform very smoothly. It's pretty good for gaming too, and the bigger screen makes it for a much more enjoyable experience than on a phone. The 7-inch form factor and very lightweight help it feel much more portable than other mid-sized tablets on the market, and the portability is also helped by the fact that it's very thin, allowing for some reasonable one-handed use, and it has thicker bezels on the top and bottom, which allow you to grip the tablet easily if you're watching a movie in landscape mode. Some people complain about the bezels, but I definitely like them. They're a positive feature for me because frankly you need someplace to grab a tablet, and the fact that the bezels are thicker on the top and bottom mean that you can have very thin bezels on the side, and the display itself is fairly thin as well, so you can use it in one hand. One feature that's missing is an IR blaster that would let the device act as a remote for a TV, which would be especially helpful when using Chromecast, so it seems odd that Google would overlook this feature, but given the tablet's $200 price, it's easy to excuse. The Nexus 7 was hailed as the best Android tablet available when it was first launched, and even a year later, it is still a very well-rounded tablet, and given that the Google Play edition of the LG G Pad is no longer available, it is still the best bargain performance tablet available. Thanks for joining me on my new channel, Saber05Tech. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more tech content, and I will see you next time.